The Zack Fast, Dr.jakyll's orthodontist by Dan Grimberg. Chapter 1. My name is Zack. I'm a pretty normal kid, but weird things happen to me all the time. If a weird thing has a chance of happening to me or somebody else, it's always been me. I don't know why. Like one time, a ghost named one that trashed our apartment. Another time, I got electricity shock in a science lesson before I could while I could everybody's mind. Also, about the best way to get in the portal universe next to ours in the third medical cabin in my bathroom. Well, you get that idea. Anyway, you might not think that going to be an or the dentist would lead to a weird and an orthodontist would lead to a weird and scary adventure. But you would be wrong. This time I'll tell you about starting a normal enough. I went to the orthodontist because I have a baby tooth pulled. I wasn't too thrilled about that, but my dad said we'll go for a chocolate milkshakes after all. So that was something my mom and dad discovered. By the way, I spent half of the time with each of them. Dad was the writer, and he worked at home, so he's the one who takes me stuff like orthodontist, dentists, and milkshakes. Dad and I were sitting in the waiting room. My old orthodontist, Dr. Silver, had retired. Now there was a new guy named Dr.jakyll. I knew because he sent me the card and the smiley face on it. It was the first smiley face I seen with a tooth in it. Very strange teeth. When I first heard Dr. Jakyll's name, I got a little spooky. There's this really scary book called Dr. Jakyll and Mr. Hyde. Jakyll and Mr. Hyde. It's by 7th Royal Barons, or made by Robin Ross and Sementon. Anyway, if somebody like that, maybe you'll read it. It's about a nice doctor who turned into a monster named Edward Hyde. It happens every time he drinks some kind of potion. I joked with my dad about it. He said it was a made-up story, just a made-up story, and things little that don't happen in real life. He always says stuff like that, but I know better. While my dad was sitting in the waiting room, I noticed a much older girl. She was about 13. I'm 10. She's smiling at me. Oh, her teeth was straight. And I read into my Dr. Jakyll smiley face card. I guess it's going to be an orthodontist really working for her. Just then the nurse told me to go in. Would you like me to go in with you? Asked my dad. No, said Dad. Why? He said, why? Well, in case you were scared about having a tooth out, or maybe because having me Dr. Jakyll before. Oh, I said, I did sort of want that come in me, but I didn't want to look at any big baby in front of that girl. I think I'd like to go in alone, Dad. He said, okay, said Dad. He gave me a squeeze. I went to meet Dr. Jakyll. No, Dr. Jakyll wasn't as scary looking. He was a black hair coming straight back. He seems really jolly. And he had a big smile. I mean, we were talking wall to wall teeth. Hello, he said. Glad to meet you, Zack. Glad to meet you. I'm sure we'll have along just fine, and I promise not to pull the wrong teeth. Ha ha, that was a little joke. I smiled weakly. Then we shake hands. His hands were sweaty. He seems a little frightened. Well, I was a little frightened myself, but I was the one having the tooth pulled. I don't know what his excuse was. Well, sit down, Zack. Sit down, said Dr. Jakyll. He rubbed his hands together like eager to get to work. Right in the chair there, right there. Let me look at the teeth now. Open wide, open wide. Ah, yes, I see a little devil. Aha, we can't have making you Zack's grown-up teeth grow in crook. Now, can we? We're going to yank you out of there, you little devil, on me. Ha ha. Okay, calling my dad to the little devil was a tiny bit weird. Talking to a tooth at all was weird. I admitted it, but that otherwise, I thought he seemed pretty normal. Zack, said Dr. Jakyll, rubbing his hand some more, I'm going to give you an oxide. Do you know what that is? Laughing gas? I said. Exactly, he said. Have you ever had an oxide before? No, sir, I said. Well, I think you'll like it, he said. He placed the mask over my nose. A long rub connected in the tank of the gas. He turned it on. I hear hissing sound. At first I didn't feel it. Then I began to get dizzy, and my hands seemed very light, just like a helium balloon. I felt if I didn't hold on to it, my head would float right off the ceiling. I could see it. My head was hollow bowling, floating in the ceiling. Suddenly that seemed the funniest thing I ever told of. I started to giggle. Dr. Jakyll giggled too. I laughed huskily. So did Dr. Jakyll. Then he took off a pair of parasols to pull my tooth. I thought it was funny too. Dr. Jakyll must have thought it even funnier than I did. He was laughing so hard, his face was red. Then he got rueful, then his eyes showed bubbly and wild looking. I thought he might having a heart attack, and for some reason I thought that was funny too. I started to stranger in the office. He was like one in the stockish. I was laughing so hard I almost cooking. Then I was not sure about this to see his hair grow longer. His teeth were growing too, long and crooked, like the fangs. I laughed so hard that I was gasping. Dr. Jakyll wasn't laughing anymore. He was falling. Oh no, he said, it's happening again. Can't believe it. I can't stop it. Ah! Chapter 2. Dr. Jakyll kept trotting all over the office. He was wild and crazy looking. He was staring toward them, pencil in his hand. I was getting ready for the pull of another tooth. Oh no! Oh, I shouted, get me out of here, but he was still laughing. That was the weirdest feeling I ever had, being scared to death, and I began to end up there to stop laughing. Dr. Jakyll came closer. I couldn't move my arms or legs. I felt like I was strapping in the chair. All of a sudden, Dr. Jakyll lunged stop. What am I doing? I cried. I must stop this. He grabbed a bottle of shot. He took it and took gloved it. Then the second Dr. Jakyll stopped growing. He was happened struggling around. He had back down the head. His teeth grew back in his mouth. His face went from purple to red. Then he from red to pink. He cleared his throat. He patted his hair. He knew blood was real and he smiled. Nice to the TB at teeth on him. He looked at the gas mask on his face. Well, now, he said, how do I feel? I can speak for myself, I said. How do you feel? Okay, I guessed, I said. I guessed with a big, huge feel. I didn't really feel okay at that. Just I said this, Dr. Jakyll was ready for the first get on me again. Pretty shocking. If we're shocked, the truth. My only older dentist, Mr. Silver, hardly ever went to bark crust on me. Dr. Jakyll pulled a wag on the cotton into my mouth. Then he pulled a tiny blue plastic box that was supposed to look like a treasure chest. Her little Deborah is right in here now. Well, he belongs, said Dr. Jakyll. He handed her the little plastic treasure case. The loading gas had worn off by now. I started to wonder, had I really seen what I saw, or just some kind of crazy dream? Maybe it was something the laughing gas did to me, but it had all seemed too surreal. Dr. Jakyll handed a little book up. What's this? I asked. It's just a mouthwash, I said. Miracle mouthwash. It's truly yummy. I invented it. Try it. I tried. It tasted pretty good. Sort of like bubble gum, and a little bit like peanut butter and chocolate. I wished them all around my mouth. I spit it out in the spit bottle. Don't spit it, shouted Dr. Jakyll. Don't spit it. I don't. Here we go again, in the much calmer voice. He said, "Just a special mouthwash, Zack. It's all right to drink it." Really? I said. Another cup and swallowed down. No dentist has ever told me to drink the mouthwash before. Well, Zack, I'm not the orthodontist, he said. Boy, you can say that again, I thought. Chapter 3. I waited till we were out of the office in the coffee shop before I told my dad what happened. I looked around in the map, make sure Marino could hear me. Zack, what would you say if I told you? Dad, what do you say if I told you in Dr. Jakyll's office he turned into a monster? Dad tickled. You have this great imagination, he said. Dad was having a chocolate milkshake too. Part of an upper lip, like a master chair. Yeah, but that's what really happened, I said. I think. What are you talking about? Said the man in the woman sat in the board behind her. I learned to close to my dad and whispered, Dad, I said. Right after Dr. Jakyll pulled my tooth, I started to change. He started to change. His face turned purple. His hair grew wild. His teeth grew long and crooked. He started to grow, and I knew something how happened again, and how he couldn't stop it. Dad looked at me and feel pudding on me. I wasn't. And then what? He said. I drank some stuff and out of the bottle. Then he climbed right down again. I said. I looked at me strangely. I pulled my milkshake. It tastes really good, even better than Dr. Jakyll's mouthwash. And this happened once. Let me see. He gave me a laugh and gasped. I went on further. Dad was nodding his mouth. I was saying, we buried it. He whispered in a napkin. No more mustache. Have you ever seen oxide before? Have you? He said. No, but I think I was just a guess, he said. First time in hell. And it was certainly possible. Maybe you're right, I said. I doubled your experiences, anything like that again, he said. As long as you live, Dad has no idea how wrong he was. Chapter 4. When I woke up the next morning, my mouth hurt and the mouth was full. I went to my bathroom, I put my lips and I appeared into the mirror. As the whole looked fine, but the teeth next to it looked funny. I thought there was more crook, but how could that be? Probably it was my imagination. I didn't think about it until a few days later. I was watching TV, laughing friendly hard. Then Dad looked at me strange. What is this? I asked. You have been warned to retrain at night, he said. Sure, he said. Even when your mom's apartment? Of course, I said. What? Why? You just seen your tooth were looking a little crook, he said. That's probably just my imagination. No doubt, I said. I think they are more crook too. My teeth feel more crook than the big front of me, most of all. 2 days later, I went to Dr. Jakyll's office with my follow-up visit. I was going to ask him about my teeth. Dad left me on the waiting room. He had something to do. He said he'd back into half an hour. And some girl I saw before was there. She was moving in the hall away. She was smiling at me again. Funny, her teeth was more crooked than I did the last time. What's going on here? What was going on here? Said the nurse went down the hall in the Dr.jakyll's office, helping me not pantist. I was all alone in the waiting room. I noticed the nurse had left me a field cabin open and a kid's field in it. I knew that it was my field and there's a photo of me. I take it back before I got my trainer. My teeth were real crooked then. I was scared they were getting that way again. I knew the fields were property, but I really wanted to see the photo of me. Before I could stop me, I went to my cabin. I stared looking through the photos. I couldn't find mine, but I found something else. It was a file made Dr. Jakyll personal. I knew was I did next was wrong. I peeked inside. There was a little envelope. Inside the dirty, I read a page. Chapter 7. The experiment continued to go well, but not much remained scared for now. No one has ever done this before. Scared experiment. Yes, Dr. Jakyll was off to no good. Nurse, I hear the footsteps. Where's the nurse coming back? I peek and I close the door. I went to the slippers and the dirty in my book bag. Then I remember the nurse has left me the cabin open. I reached the bag and opened again. The nurse came back in the waiting room. She was looking at me. What are you doing in my file cabin? She said. At the end of Zack Foss, Dr. Jakyll's orthodontist by Dan Grunberg. Please subscribe and like. Please.